the Jackson TSC manager for MDOT, Kelby Wallace. Kelby, good to see you.
Good afternoon, Bart. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Real good.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, and you too.
Thank you. Now, have you been informed of what the plans are for Sunday?
We should be playing baseball,
Okay.
hopefully all day Sunday, which is, one of my favorite things. So
Yeah.
no better way to spend it. How about you?
Well, that's it. Just being able to be with the kids on Father's Day. That's I think the dream.
You got it.
Well, we are the midst of construction season. It's everywhere, and there's some parts of the state where I just won't go near right now because there's some major, like around 127 in Lansing,
Yes.
and then further to the east in the Detroit area, a lot going on there.
Yeah.
We've got a few things here downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. Downtown, I kind of sent in some pictures today of our progress of our Cooper Street Bridge replacement project down there. Actually, a picture that I think is just popping on the screen there is thought you might like this. This is the original bridge that built near, as far as we can tell, somewhere around between 1910, 1920.
Wow.
That original bridge, you can kind of see those, signature arches. Nice decorative railing there that they did back then. It's amazing what they were able to build. And then the next picture here, you can see that structure still exists underneath
That's
there.
the same thing?
The same thing. You can see the arches underneath there. We've widened the bridge since then, and that's why it's not an exact replica. We've added beams to each side of it to accommodate more lanes of traffic. But this is kind of pictures underneath the bridge where that concrete is just deteriorating, falling away, and you can see kind of where some of those footings go down toward the riverbed there, where you see these cracks and the concrete cracks. The Grand River rises tremendously in this area, so it increases velocity, and you can see here where some of these cracks are occurring, below that bridge foundation there, the arch. So those are kind of some of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing. But to get over 100 years out of a bridge is pretty amazing. We had to do maintenance and repair on it. You don't just build it and walk away. Every 20 to 30 years, you've got to do some major rehab. I always tell people it's kind of like your house. A road is. You got to take care of it.
Well, I just never considered how old the concrete might be, but over 100 years. Well, I'd say it's held up pretty well.
It's held up very well.
Through floods and
Right.
extremes in temperature and.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can see, and I think once you started taking it apart, we could see how, because when you announced you were going to replace the bridge, you think it's going to be 3 months, but obviously there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, so I brought a few pictures here to kind of show some of the progress here. So this is actually, we're drilling what we call micro piles. These are about 10-inch diameter, going to be concrete tubes, metal and concrete tubes that go down to hard bedrock that will actually pour the new bridge footing and foundation on here. Here's another little close-up. And there's kind of the drilling head. You can see the diameter, that's about 10 inches, so it drills a hole down like 30 to 40 feet, and we'll fill it up with a steel, what we call casing, shell, and then you pour a grout concrete in it, and that's what the bridge rests on, and all the load is transferred down to the bedrock. Is
there water that's running under the river? Is there another layer of water?
We haven't gotten into that. We just, after you go a couple feet below ground, you run into water all the time. It's just saturated because we're so close to that river, and the water table is very high in this
Always
area.
wet.
Right. So we're not finding something where it dries and then we run into another pocket. We're just kind of in that top pocket.
Then this sky view of the intersection closer to the train station.
So yeah, so this is actually basically Michigan Avenue there that's running top to bottom on the screen, and this is what took, another reason the project taking so while. We did a boring, which is basically we're drilling a pipe under those railroad tracks without disturbing the railroad. We're putting like a 36-inch steel pipe under there that's hollow, and then we've inserted the 20-inch city water main inside there so that we can upgrade, finish upgrading that. But obviously you you can't take out the tracks to do something like this. And there's technology that we have out here that actually did that, and it went pretty successful. So we've almost got all of our water main done kind of in that area. Now the city actually has a different contractor that they're working on over kind of on Pearl Street in the neighborhood just north of Michigan Avenue. They're running a water main down Cooper to tie in to near that picture we just showed you, and that'll allow us to get Michigan Avenue open back up.
And I think their original estimate was mid-July for that to be completed.
And right now we're on track. We've got kind of our part done, and now we need that next contractor to go ahead and kind of finish up their part, which is Dunnigan Brothers. They're a local contractor, so I know they'll do a good job.
The other big project going on in Jackson County right now is 127 in Jefferson. There's a detour that's a pretty busy stretch of Jefferson. I think it's west of 27, isn't it?
So right now, we kind of started that next phase right after the MIS race finished. We were waiting until that was done, and then we kind of implemented some lane reductions. So right now, the leg of Jefferson that is west of 127 is completely shut down. You can't get to 127 from Liberty Township. We've got a detour that uses South Jackson Road to Crouch to Weatherby to get back to 127 if you need to, if you live over there. But we've also eliminated the left turn lane on southbound 127 onto the other leg of Jefferson. And we have a green arrow that controls that traffic now, but it's slowing up traffic quite a bit down there. So if you're headed south, I would plan ahead to give yourself some extra time, or take a different route to get to your destination south of Jackson here if you're going during a peak time, peak morning or afternoon. It gets a little congested. But
yeah, and I think people that use that area know that there are alternate routes. And I think if you're going, for me, going from Jackson to Brooklyn, to me it's like 6 of one, half dozen of another if I take 127 or M50. Seems like it takes about the same amount of time.
It's about very, very similar. Yeah. So right now everybody should kind of take M50 if they're just kind of going to Brooklyn. That would be the easiest choice.
And slow down, watch out for construction workers, and
no distracted driving. Put your phones down, right? It seems like this time of year you kind of see that uptick of summer tourist traffic and construction, and then with people not paying attention, then it just leads to bad things on the road. So it's a message we like to get out this time of year, and I appreciate you emphasizing that.
Yeah, we've seen a number of bad, tragic accidents just in the last week, which I think are attributable to distracted driving.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the updates, Kelby.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks. Kelby Wallace, Jackson TSC Manager for MDOT.